What is up, guys? Real Deal Fishing here. Sorry for the lack of uploads recently. I've been super busy this summer. I've been fishing a lot, but I haven't really been recording it. Haven't really been using my GoPro. But I'm going to try to get back into YouTube. And so in this video, I'm going to show you guys the easiest way to catch big bass. So stay tuned. So the first step of this is you got to find a creek, pond, or lake that has good bluegill fishing or brim fishing. Like small bluegill, not like super big ones, because it'll be hard for the bass to get the bluegill in their mouths. But right here you can see all the bluegill, and there's a couple bass in here too. You can see one like right there. There's a bunch of little bluegill in here, and we fish here a lot to catch bait. So try to find a spot that has a lot of bluegill, and you can catch a lot of them super quick. So what you guys will need next is a bucket that can hold a good amount of water for, like, I don't know, 7 or 8 fish. You need either bread, worms, corn, whatever you guys like to catch bluegill with. I'm using some potato rolls I got at Publix. These work super good. They get on the, they stay on our bluegill hook super well. The next item you'll need is a bluegill rod and a small little bluegill hook. Let me grab it real quick. Just like a small little tiny bluegill hook, so you can hook them easily. You don't want one too big or too small, just like the right size. You can find them at Walmart or basically anywhere. Okay guys, so the next step obviously is to catch the bluegill. So this spot right here, you can immediately catch them because they don't have that much food to eat. So they're all going after it right now. See, I've already got one. These little creek bluegill. They look super cool. This one I'll probably throw back because it's a little bit too big and too chunky. Oh my god. Alright. So this guy is almost perfect size. Super small. Bass will love to eat him. Can barely grab them because they flop so much. So you just toss them in the bucket. I usually like to catch like 6 or 7 of them. Last like 2 hours. So I want to show you guys how crazy these little bluegill are in this tiny little creek. Look how fast they go for the already. Not even 3 seconds. Just immediately caught one. This will probably be our last one. We have like 5 or 6 in there. Alright guys, so we got about 5 or 6 bluegill in there. So now we're gonna head to the pond and I'll show you guys how to hook them. So what I like to use for the hook is like a 5/0 Gamakatsu wide gap hook. And sometimes I use a bobber, sometimes I don't. Super easy to tell when you have a fish when you have a bobber. Or when you're not using a bobber, you can just see when your line's running. But for this video, I'm gonna use a bobber so I can show you guys. I keep the bobber around 2.5 feet from the hook, so fish can swim around freely. I like to throw the bluegill on like a medium heavy spinning rod setup. I think this is like I don't know what reel this is. I got it for Christmas. It's a Browning spinning reel. I have 12-pound mono on it and just ugly stick rod. I'm gonna grab my bluegill. I'm gonna try to grab like a medium-sized one, like this one right here. You just hook them right through the spine right back here. Doesn't really hurt them. Make sure to clean the scales off of the hook. I've always done that. Put them in the water for a few seconds so you can get acclimated, just like 5 or 10 seconds. And then I'm gonna throw him over here. My friend has thrown his bluegill over there. So I'm gonna throw him right out here where it's like 5 foot deep. And you just wait. One big thing about bluegill fishing is to keep the bail open so the fish can swim freely with the bluegill for like 10-15 seconds. And what I like to do, I like to keep just the tip of the rod over the dock, because if you leave it like fully on the dock, the line will rub against the dock and fray it when you have a fish, when it's pulling. So just leave like 1 or 2 eyelets off, and you just wait till you get a fish. Okay guys, so if you look out there, I have a fish pulling my line and my bobber. You can see him pulling it around. He's not going too crazy, but so I'm gonna let him swim for like 5 more seconds, then I'm gonna set the hook. So I'm gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you wanna set the hook pretty hard. It's not really fighting at all. It's a good one too. Oh, God, that is a big one. Oh, dude, this is the same one I caught yesterday.
Are you kidding me?
I caught this same one yesterday. This is a giant post-spawn bass. I caught him yesterday. I'll put a picture up right now. You can see by the tail, and she is super skinny. This fish is probably 6 or 7 pounds when it was spawning. Now it's probably around 4, maybe even 3.5. Or look at his tail. The thing was spawning. This mouth is ginormous. I can fit my whole fist in its mouth. It's just super big. I caught it yesterday. Obviously super hungry and not very active. Didn't fight at all. Just kind of pulling in dead weight when I caught her. So we're gonna get a couple pictures and then we'll release her. All right, so let's get a release on this fish. Super skinny fish. Look at that. If this thing was chunky, it'd probably be around 6 pounds. Super big head, beat up tail, not energetic at all. Let's get her back in the water. So see you later. So, got a new bluegill on. This one's a little bit smaller than the other one. I'm gonna throw it in the same spot. Hopefully we can catch another one. So while you're waiting for bass to eat your bluegill, I usually just throw on a lure on my other rod. That bird just destroyed a fish out there. So I just tie on lures and fish with other rods while I'm waiting for bass to eat my bluegill. So maybe I can catch more fish. So right now I got a spook on. So this summer I've been doing a lot of kayak fishing. I recently bought a Feel Free Lure 10. Super stable kayak. I wanted to upgrade from it was an Emotion Stealth Angler. I still have it. I wasn't able to stand up in it and it just wasn't as nice. So I upgraded to the Lure 10. I bought it for like $600 off of Facebook Marketplace. Super good deal. So if you guys want me to do a review or make fishing videos out of that, just leave it in the comments and I will do some. Alright, so Luke's got one. He's gonna wait like 10 or 15 seconds before he sets the hook. Is he on?
Yeah, he's on.
Alright. See if he's big. This kid's dedicated too. He broke his foot while he was at the beach. Still fishing. He's got his crutches right here. Here's the fish. Let's see if he's any big. He doesn't look too big. Might have to move my rod.
Oh, okay.
Little guy. Gonna pull him up or? All right, second fish. Not as big as the first one. So we have about 10 more minutes of fishing before we have to head back. And so we're gonna take everything over there, by that drain over there, and see if we can catch some fish over there, because there are a lot of fish over there. So I'm gonna end the video here. We didn't catch anything at this spot. We were here for about, I don't know, 15 minutes. Didn't catch any. Super surprising. But I hope you guys learned something, and hopefully you can catch a big bass super easily. So good luck.